Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now November 4th of 2021, and we're only getting closer to the official release of the Book of Boba Fett series, which by the way is really going to be a big deal on December 29th as it rolls into the month of January and February, really setting everything up for The Mandalorian Season 3 to arrive by the end of next year. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of fun and entertaining things on there from time to time and interact with you guys further. So we're now in a very interesting phase for the Star Wars universe. We already know that Bob Chapek, the Disney CEO, is doing everything in his power to really turn things around for the franchise, to really bring things back on track. And so far, fans are very impressed with what's been going on for the Book of Boba Fett by looking at the trailer and getting a better idea of exactly what that show's going to entail. Also on, of course, Disney Plus Day, November 12th, mark your calendars, we're going to be getting official footage of the Kenobi series, Star Wars Andor, and a new announcement about The Mandalorian Season 3, and more to come on, of course, that very given day. So, like I say, look forward to that day on November 12th. It's going to be a major game changer. So, with that being said, of course, we already know that Lucasfilm is planning a ton of different Star Wars TV shows that have yet to be announced that will be unveiled at Star Wars Celebration. So, Celebration takes place in May of 2022. That's the very given point in time in which they're going to unveil the full roadmap of the Star Wars universe. We're going to be learning more about new TV shows, new movies, exactly when they're going to be releasing, in which order, and exactly how they connect to other TV shows and/or projects at that very given moment in time. Now, what's really all the more exciting has everything to do with what Lucasfilm is actually currently planning for a new Star Wars TV series, as well as exactly what's going on with the Skywalkers at the heart of the franchise. Now, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now developing their new projects for the Star Wars universe, it's described that currently both Jon and Dave Filoni are getting ready to make big announcements for new Star Wars shows during Star Wars Celebration. However, it's described that Lucasfilm is set to create a big change for one of the beloved characters of the Star Wars universe, such as Anakin Skywalker, and exactly how they plan to change the character drastically for the franchise. Now, it's described that a brand new TV show that is in the early development phase that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration is set to reset Anakin's backstory and the prophecy of the Chosen One in a surprising way for the fandom. This new show is currently dubbed as the Circle of the Whills. The new show is set to make it clear that the Whills, who are godlike beings, are the ones who created the prophecy of the Chosen One, being of course Anakin Skywalker, and how it's going to change how fans view the prequel trilogy movies. Now, the Circle of the Whills, or as Lucasfilm is currently dubbing it simply as Project Cow, is going to provide many major retcons that have to do with the Force and the Cosmic Force as well, and not just Anakin Skywalker alone. This is set to be the very show that will focus on the deities and their lives watching over the events of the show that will focus on the Skywalker Saga. This is described to be a major transformative Star Wars show and how the Whills actually controlled certain aspects of the Skywalker Saga films that will now come to light. Essentially, this show is going to be offering the point of view from the gods and their powers that will be explored in greater depth. The origin of the galaxy is set to also be explored in depth with the Circle of the Whills show. Now, this show is actually set to drop sometime at the very end of 2023, and that it is said to be in lifelike animated form, that is going to be a bridge between live action and animated Star Wars shows, where it will be more difficult to tell if it's live action or animated material, and that it is planned to be roughly 8 episodes long, 1 hour each, with a very high budget that will go into production by the beginning of next year. Now, George Lucas is said to be announced as a co-writer of the series officially by the time Star Wars Celebration hits this May, and that new creators will be joining this project that is going to be so important to the Star Wars lore and the entire timeline of the franchise. Now, the series will also offer new truths to the Skywalker bloodline that fans have never actually seen before or heard of before, and that this is Lucasfilm's way of resetting key aspects of Star Wars in what is described to be very magical for the fandom to experience at large. Now, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is set to also be hiring A-list voice actors to join this major project that will be the start of a new beginning of animated Star Wars shows, and how they will actually begin to form and appear in more lifelike fashion, unlike the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels and the like. So that is one big thing to point out here, is that this show in particular, though it's not going to be live action, it's going to be animated in a lifelike format. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen any movies or TV shows out there in that way, but they do exist. Lucasfilm now wants to take advantage of that technology, where it's going to really take advantage of motion capture technology and kind of making it all the more lifelike in order for these characters to do amazing things that stunt doubles would never even be able to do in the first place if it were live action. So that's what's really all the more exciting about this. I know some fans are going to be a little worried about these changes to Anakin's prophecy and exactly how it really originated. I can understand how fans might have an issue with that, but I think that this is a very interesting way to go about doing it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be all that negative. It sounds more like they're just really trying to add a bigger picture behind Anakin Skywalker as a character and how he's connected to the gods of the universe, right? Now, of course, Star Wars is Star Wars. Some people may think that making an entire show about these gods, the whills as they are called, may be a little bit too much. Some fans are going to say that without a doubt. Now, I for one think it's a great way to actually go about doing this. Again, the show is going to focus on the whills and their point of view of the Skywalker Saga as they are watching down on the galaxy across space and time and controlling certain aspects of the originals, prequels, sequels, and everything that comes before, after, and between. That is pretty transformative, to say the least, and it really is, because when you think about it this way, this is going to be a show that's going to offer a lot of retcons in a positive way. It's going to be a show that's going to be handled carefully with the lore by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, so they are also involved. I do have a lot of faith in them. I don't believe that they're going to mess this thing up in the least. Now, the thing about the deities of the entire universe, George Lucas went over this many years ago. Even before A New Hope dropped, he actually created the whills. Now, the whills are going to be pretty much explored in new Star Wars TV shows before the Circle of the Whills drops in 2023. We're also going to get little teases of them in the Ahsoka Tano series. So we talked about this a couple of months ago, that the Ahsoka series is, yes, going to give us a little cameo of the whills and exactly what they're really going to look like in the official Disney canon, alright? In, of course, lifelike fashion. In live action, I should say. So, we are going to get them in live action form in the Ahsoka series, followed by the Circle of the Whills, which is going to be an animated show, but in lifelike animated material, if that makes sense. So you can kind of think of the lifelike animation sort of like a video game cutscene. You know, nowadays the video game cutscenes look very, very professionally done. They look very much like as if they are real people in front of the camera. That's what they're aiming for an entire show. Now, obviously, I would prefer live action, but this already sounds pretty amazing, to say the least. So, overall, guys, I would really like to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.